This is the shoulder press movement, that exercise that allows you to reach or to lift things overhead. The main version, the more unstable version of this exercise is doing this while standing. Because then you not only need to lift something overhead, but you need to stabilize your core. So for this, I am using a barbell. You can use a small bar, because if this feels heavy, for example, or you can even use a pair of dumbbells. The movement will be exactly the same. So if I am using a barbell, the range of motion of this full exercise will be from my shoulders all the way overhead. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to give you some details of this. So I unrack the bar, and I lift it all the way overhead. Lift all the way overhead. And once more. So let's look into the details. Whether I'm using a big bar with a lot of weight, or a small bar with less weight, or a pair of dumbbells, the range of motion is going to be the same. And what I want is, before I start lifting the weight, I want to squeeze my glutes and my core and my abs. So the whole core, because the core is this whole box around our trunk. Because I want to make sure that my upper body is stable, so that it doesn't collapse like this. You see that when it gets heavy, you see that the body has a tendency of collapsing like this. And so I want to contract my glutes, contract my abs to make sure that I can lift the bar and my upper body remains rigid, remains with integrity. So this is working a lot of the stabilization and the balance of my body. And when I'm lifting the bar, I wanted to have a hand position that is not that's not causing any pain to my wrist. So if you feel any pain on your wrist, try to have your wrist more straight, as if you're punching the ceiling. Not as much with the wrist bent, but with your wrist straight, as if you're trying to punch the ceiling. So it's going to look more or less like this. Here, bar is on top of my collarbones. First thing that I do is squeeze glutes, squeeze abs, breathe in, punch overhead. My shoulders are all the way high. So here my shoulder blades are working as well. And then I am lowering the bar all the way to the initial position. Breathe out as you push. Breathe in as the bar comes down. There is a more stable version of this exercise if you want to only use the shoulders and the triceps, but not as much as the stability of your core, that you can do while seated. And for that, you can use dumbbells, for example. So here I have a pair of dumbbells. Let me get them for you to show you this. I'll start with the dumbbells on my knees. I'll sit comfortably, almost straight up, almost all the way straight, a little bit of inclination to the back, and then I'll bring the dumbbells in front of my shoulders, and I'll do exactly the same movement. But here you will see that there's no glutes being squeezed, there's no abs being squeezed, all the work is on my shoulders and triceps, which is also fine, is working the primary muscles of this exercise, but it's not doing all the stabilization work. So here I'm showing all the barbell exercises because they are more difficult to be done, they're more complex to be done, they need more care and they need more attention as well, but they work a lot more the functionality of your entire body because they are more complex and because they involve all the stabilization of your body as you do an exercise. If you are working at home, for example, then let me show you this. You can use a resistance band. So for this, I'll be back standing, and let me step here to show you clearly. I'm stepping on top of the resistance band and bringing my hands to the initial position. And from here, I am punching the ceiling. The bends can be behind my elbows. They can also be in front of my elbows, wherever I feel it's more comfortable. What I want is to lift them a little bit in front of my body. Not as much on the side here, but a little bit in front of my body. So it makes my shoulders work a little harder for the exercise. And so these are 3 different versions for you to train your own shoulder press.